Alright, my friends, welcome to game number 2 in a best of 3 between Secret and AM. This map is Budapest, and everyone on my Twitch chat is calling it Bootypest. So, gotta love that. It's another 4v4, and the last game went on for 1 hour and 40 minutes game time. I'm buckled up, I am strapped in, and I am ready for another long game. For those that don't know, Budapest has, is a 2 TC start. So, it's like one for each ass cheek. One for each part of the booty. I'm weird. I'm sorry. I blame Ian Browntown because Ian Browntown started calling it Bootypest, and now I'm saying those things. It's all on him. Thank you, Ian, for that. Tato's playing as the Chinese. He's right here in the orange. His pocket is Viper. Viper's playing as the Mayans. The other pocket is Huns for Doubts, and then the flank for them is Jordan 23. He's playing as the Slavs. Slavs was a choice that I didn't like last time around. We'll see if I like it on Bootypest. Jordan 23 is up against Leary. Leary is playing as the Chinese. His pocket is Hart playing as the Huns. The other pocket is MBL playing as the Turks. And then we have Indians for Nikov. Nikov was... I mean... Nikov and Tato are right next to one another, so they're trying to lame each other. It's just crazy. Tato actually saves his boar there. So not only do you have 2 scouts, not only do you have 2 boars at each TC... Lots of gold, lots of stone, but you also have ponds that you could fight over. And as always, fishing is very important. So, I was saying earlier to Infinity Hammer, who says he needs to improve with hotkeys. If you want to practice, if you want to put yourself under pressure, under stress, this is the map. This is the map to not necessarily train on, but see how fast you can be. It is so crazy. And I feel like it's not a game that goes as long as some of the previous games we've seen today. Like Team Acropolis, that game went on for a while previously, but it's unlikely here. It's unlikely to see a game go on that long. I do think, though, it's important to team wall. It's important to wall in between these golds or in front of those golds on both sides. And then if you're the pocket, there's going to be a lot of pressure on you to help your flanks. Because already, in Dark Age, as they're working on their economies, it's so very important to use those scouts. Yeah, I get claustrophobic as well, for sure. Silver Stars. Do people dock Budapest games? They do. They do, yeah. I mean, in the beginning, there's so much to focus on, right? So you're probably going to prioritize getting your boars and your deer, but fishing ships are still a great source of food eco. But I think more often than not, you'll see the pockets dock, and that's exactly what Doubt and Doubt and Viper are doing. Viper's dock is horrible though. He should have docked here, but either way, the fishing eco will be safe back there, so that's probably the smarter place to dock. Leary's going for a dock, so Tato. I keep getting the names wrong. I apologize. So Jordan could always dock here and fire down his fish, but that's if he makes that decision. And Tato doing the smart thing and going for some very early walls, something that Nikov does not want to happen. There's 2 golds here, so MBL sending his scouts, and Nikov was even sending some villagers here to stop this wall off. Oh, and they don't see. MBL should have stopped this. Okay, I guess it's still open here. Tato's probably feeling pretty good about this, though, because for the most part, that's walled up. I mean, unless Nikov gets villagers inside. Here comes Tato with his scouts. Viper could always arrive with his eagles. No, Viper is at heart space with his eagles. This is wild, guys. This is wild. It's impossible to catch everything. Here we have the Vills fighting, and Doubt will help keep Jordansville alive. I mean, it's truly incredible what these guys can do. Nikov has walled up the resources of Tato here, and she will just walk back home, I guess. And Tato will hit the feudal age first. Leary will be second. MBL will be third. Nikov will be fourth. So 3 AM guys will be in feudal. So they're going for the more aggressive approach. Shot it. I think Viper could kill another villager here with his Eagle Warriors. Everyone trying to stop the wall-offs where they can. Small thing, Jordan will see that Leary has docked here with that villager. A little bit of luck for him. Also, MBL is now docking. And no... Oh yeah, there's dock for Hart as well. I just couldn't see the color. Tato, surprise, surprise, will go for some towers here. I don't think that is a surprise, because we know Tato. And Nikov? I mean, he's Indians, right? So he'd probably want to go for camels at some point. He doesn't really have the food that he would want to fast castle off this uptime. So that could be a problem for him. He's not using his feudal age advantage in any way. Tato, he hits feudal, he'll build a tower, and that will push Nikov away from this area. It's funny, Nikov is building an outpost, and the villager building the outpost serves as an outpost to see that Tato's building a tower there, so he'll need to leave. Which could make matters worse for him there. Woo! Is this crazy or what? Is this crazy or what, guys? It is probably confusing for a lot of you. I know it's not only two of the best teams in the world, two of the fastest players in the world, but then we have 4 of them and 2 TC start. It's crazy, but it does separate the best from the best. When you put players under this much pressure, no one can be perfect here. And Viper, oh, this is quite a big deal. Viper's going for Blacksmith Market. Oh, this is huge. Viper's going for Blacksmith Market, and then he wants to go for Plumes. His Blacksmith was denied. His Market will be slowed down at the very least, and he'll lose a total of 3 villagers there. So that is the person to focus on if you're AM. Focus on Viper. And Doubt clicks up to Castle Age. Hart clicks up to Castle Age. Leary's well on his way. Viper, he will just now click up. But that slowed him down massively. Tato has gone for stone walls beyond his towers. And Tato has lost his fish to Nikov. So as I'm surveying the lands here, I think that AM have had a stronger start. Tato lost his fish. Tato's pocket is slower. Leary is very fast on this side, and Leary is playing as Chinese, so maybe... Not sure. I mean, he has villagers collecting stone. It's probably for stone walls, but maybe it's for a castle as well. When you're advancing to Castle Age, you still have one of your TCs producing villagers, so... Strong economies. Hart will go 2 stable knights as Huns. And MBL... Turks is an interesting pick for me. I didn't really have much time to talk about it. Ah, I was thinking Sling. So he's going to Sling Hart. So Hart will hit the Castle Age. He will build a monastery. He will build a university or siege workshop. And then he will click up to the Imperial Age. So it will be a 3v4. Similar to last game for AM, except this time it is planned. And that might work because Viper's plumed archers, they'll be strong. But he needs time to mass them. However, you are slinging someone who's going knights into walls. Yeah, there's the monastery, there's the university, and Hart clicks up. So the strategy choice again is to send Hart resources, so Hart has double the resources, can hit the Imperial Age fast and spam paladins. Viper built his castle on Nikov's side, and if you're AM, you do not want Nikov to be in such a weak position. He had a poor start for his Tato, in my opinion, and now Viper's castle is on his face. And Nikov's golds cannot be accessed now, which is so unfortunate. Will they realize that Hart's been receiving Sling? That's what I want to know. Doubt's Knights are, he's adding more TCs, so he'll have more economy in the long run. Way more economy in the long run, but his Knights can't do anything, so I guess he's just chosen not to create more of them for now. Viper... Did someone sling Viper? 1 second here. Someone must have... Viper received a little bit of tribute. So... Viper's on the way to Imp as well, and he'll be going with full plumed archer. I think Leary did so naturally, but he might have received resource. I actually think he received a few resources from MBL. But yeah, it's Budapest. You start with 2 TCs. And with the sling, I mean, this is going to be wild. What was that? Does anyone know what that was? I guess those might have been... Looks like villagers. Are those Nikov villagers? I guess Leary villagers? No, they're Chukanus, maybe. Probably Chukanus. I thought they were teal for a second. Cavalier on the way for Hart. He was the first hit Imperial. The Viper, he's heavy on stone, guys. So he'll be on 3 castles before you know it. And there are the signals now. Viper's saying we need to wall this area. And that's what Tato's doing. What really interests me is Nikov and Tato. Like, the 2 guys who are not slinging, but they're not having a great time. Like, what's going to happen with them? Because they're just booming right now. And it is Chinese versus Indians there. So Indians, that'd be strong for AM, but you'd probably want your camels not on this side versus Viper and Chinese, but you'd want the camels on this side versus Doubt and Jordan 23. Jordan 23 has gotten hit. The Cavalier went right through the walls that Leary had placed. He deleted them, and Jordan's getting hit hard. Oh, and he knows he's in trouble, so he's just trying to wall up, sacrificing his villagers in the process. So Jordan's virtually dead now. We could see a lot of this game, in all honesty. We could see Nikov be in the same boat in the moment. Just a matter of if Viper can afford to attack Nikov. So far, so good for the Slingers. AM. It's funny, in Battle of Africa, they were the only team to not sling the entire tournament. And then they ended up against Tyrant, like, these very players in the final. And Tyrant were slinging. And now they're Secret, it's Team Secret, and Team Secret is not slinging. And Team Secret is falling behind. Nikov with the Fat Slob walls. Fat Slob is smiling somewhere in Sweden. And Leary's continuing forward with Elite Chukanu and Trebs. And poor Jordan, man. He's in Castle Age and he's losing his TCs. I do think it's time for Hart to switch positions, though. He has Paladin on the way. If he could get into Doubt's eco next, that would be a great move. Doubt is about to hit the Imperial Age. He has more economy than Hart, but he has not even clicked Cavalier. And I think the lack of walls for Secret is a bad thing. Is a very bad thing. Had they walled this up to buy Doubt some time, then maybe they'd be okay. They need to wall behind. Yeah, okay, that's what they're doing. That's at least good. So much momentum for Aftermath. Fortified wall for Jordan 23. This is quite good for Nikov for AM, because he's not being pushed all that much. He has Trebs, but Viper can't send plumes to him. Viper has to be here. Hart will have Paladin before Doubt has Cavalier, and MBL, he's on his way up now. So, now Hart has his own economy to work with. MBL is not really needed, so MBL, he might not even add TCs. You could just go right to Imp. And then maybe push with Bombard Cannons versus Viper here. But I'm pretty much following Hart and Leary at the moment. And poor Jordan, it's not really his fault. You know? Like, for Jordan to be a good team player now, he needs to just keep walling. That's as good as it gets for him. And Hart, he expects Leary to get through, and he might get through. And if he gets in here, I do think it's over. I mean, they can only wall so much. Tato, he's on his way to the Imperial Age as well, but is it all too late? Is it all too late? Jordan won't wall this up. Viper only has a few plumes, which are just now going to be elite. And Jordan will lose more vills. This is half of his economy. Doubt, where's his army? Here it is. Paladin is on the way. But guys, he's behind in numbers. He has 11 military. 62 paladins for a Hart. 62 paladins. I don't see how there's any way they can survive this. I really don't. And Hart's going to go to the other side to kill Viper's Trebs, I imagine. He'll run right through here. If Tattoo doesn't have the walls up, Viper loses those trebuchets. I think regardless, Doubt is probably dead here. You know, in the last game, I questioned the strategy choices of AM. I said, Slavs doesn't make much sense to me. And I think near the end, it made sense that didn't make sense. My point was true. This time around, it's pretty obvious that AM had the best strategy choice. This has worked really well for them, and Secret's just trying to survive. Jordan is virtually dead. MBL's on the way to Imp now. Hearts, Paladins, I guess they can't go through there, so unfortunate timing, but Elite Chukunu and Paladin, Doubt's in trouble. Luckily, he finishes the Paladin research, but he'll lose his stables, and it's a now or never type of situation. They need to fight this now, and Hart's sending his other group over there. It'll only get worse for them. Jordan is at 50 population, Doubt's at 150, Hart's at 200, Leary's at 160, Viper's only at 150 himself, and this is before he really gets pressured. I think the end is near, and AM knows it. That's why AM's taking this fight. Hart will even be slightly faster to the Blast Furnace upgrade. How far can Doubt and Viper afford to run? They can't run all that far. Tato's here to help out, but still Doubt's losing all of his TCs and all of his economy. AM getting closer and closer to a Game 2 victory. At least that's what it seems like. As long as Hart can keep the Paladin production up, and he is. And when Tato arrives to assist, he'll just get pushed by MBL. It is a flawless strategy from AM. And I don't think Secret expected it at all. What a great engagement for Hart too. There's no meat for the Plumed Archers or the Chukunu. He has more Paladins on the way, so there's more where that came from, right? Oh, this ram from Leary is actually blocking this, but he's trying to open up more space. Tato's getting coinage, so they're going to try and hold Secret. And he'll have to sling with coinage. I don't know exactly who he'll sling or what the plan is with that, but that's why he would research coinage. This is what Hart needed, I think. Just a few more stables forward, so he has Vills on the way. I think Secret hold this area. With the amount of Plumes and Chukunus and Paladins they have, they hold this area. But for how long? Doubt doesn't have Paladins producing out of these stables. Those are his only stables. So if Hart continues to send in the Paladins, then they will eventually win the fight. And I think we're getting there. I mean, Jordan's getting hit by Paladins. Doubt has villagers that are exposed here. Tato's building bombard towers, but I think it's all too late to try and hold this. Viper is looking towards coinage as well. And Jordan's on the way to Imp, which is interesting. But yeah, Viper... I don't think Slinging would bring Doubt back into this. He's at 70 population. It's a nice idea from Viper. Maybe they can sling Jordan to Siege or something, but I think it's all too late. I think it is all too late. One thing you'll notice in tournament games, teams will hang on for a lot longer than rated games. They build towers, they start slinging, they are desperate because tournament games mean so much more to them. I really appreciate that. And once in a blue moon, you'll find a comeback from this situation, especially when you have Viper or Doubt on your team, but it's not going to happen here. And the GG's called. What a freaking game, man. What a game. AM's strategy looks so good. And I think that Secret was blindsided to it. They were not expecting it. Jordan would have walled more if he expected it. Doubt would have walled the center here if he expected it. They assumed that it was going to be a straight-up Castle Age boom play. You know, in all honesty, that little bit of sling makes sense. Because players are going to have fast Imperial times anyway. But getting to those upgrades first, getting to the Paladin upgrade first was huge. And that's what changed it. Now, at the same time, I think had they expected it, maybe they could have delayed for a while, and then it would have been a 4v3, because Nikov didn't have the strongest game. He didn't really do much, actually. And, yeah, then in that case, it would have been almost a 4v2, because Nikov wouldn't have been able to contribute, and MBL was obviously slinging. But that means we see a game 3, and that's what most people here wanted to see. There's the KD for Hart, 250 kills for him. And the gold collected, everything that you might want to screenshot and take a look at and analyze later is available right on your screen. Was Nikov full slinging, though? I think Nikov started slinging, and Nikov slung more than I expected, actually. I wonder if Nikov's decision to sling was due to the fact that he fell behind, or maybe it was planned. I'll have to ask them at some point. Because Nikov, I saw him sending some resources, but I think he was sending resources later on, right? Or did he do full sling? Maybe he did. Yeah, but at what point did he sling? Because he added TCs and whatnot, right? I mean, I'm okay with being wrong on this, but Nikov sent resources. I'm just curious as to what the plan was there. Obviously, the resources that Hart received worked out for him. And it's now 1-1 in a best of 3. So if you